Come on, Harry. You knew exactly what week this was. Your brother's biggest royal moment of the year, the Earthshot Prize in Brazil. And suddenly you announce a trip across the world to Canada on the exact same days? That's not random. That's royal timing with a message. And honestly, after everything that's gone down between these two, this feels less like coincidence and more like déjà vu. So here's what happened. Prince Harry just announced he's heading to Toronto, Canada for Remembrance Day events, the British version of Veterans Day, while Prince William is in Rio de Janeiro for the Earthshot Prize Awards, one of the biggest events on his royal calendar. Same week, same dates. Two brothers, two continents, and one headline that's impossible to ignore. Harry's team confirmed he'll meet with Canadian Armed Forces members, veterans, and military charities like True Patriot Love and the Halo Trust, which, by the way, is the same landmine charity his mother, Princess Diana, once championed. It's noble, it's meaningful, and if it were happening any other week, no one would question it. But the timing? The same week his brother is literally on stage handing out Earthshot Awards in Brazil? That's where the tension starts brewing. Let's break this down. Prince William touched down in Rio on November 3rd. His entire trip is being covered wall-to-wall by the royal press. Meetings with leaders, environmental innovators, the whole thing. Then, that very same day, Harry's office quietly drops a statement. Oh, by the way, I'll be in Toronto for Remembrance events. And here's the kicker. Both men have major appearances on November 5th. William will be in front of global cameras at the Earthshot Prize ceremony, while Harry's across the Atlantic, honoring veterans at charity events. Tell me that's not poetic in the most royal way possible. Now, to be fair, sources close to Harry told people that his schedule was actually set almost a year ago by the charities themselves. So technically, this isn't his doing. But you know how the royal narrative works. Timing doesn't have to be intentional to make an impact, because to the outside world, it looks like the brothers are once again splitting the spotlight. One for duty, one for cause. And if you've followed their history since 2020, when Harry and Meghan stepped back and moved to California, this is exactly the kind of overlap that keeps the headlines alive. Remember, over the summer, reports said Harry had offered to share his schedule with the royal family to avoid these overlaps, almost like an olive branch. He wanted transparency. He wanted peace. But clearly, either that plan never took off, or communication just isn't what it used to be. Because here we are again. Two brothers, two major global appearances, and every tabloid ready to frame it as competition. And the sad part? It doesn't even need to be drama. Harry's doing what he's always done. Supporting veterans, continuing his Invictus-style work, carrying forward his mother's humanitarian legacy. William's leading the charge on environmental innovation, the thing that defines his royal role right now. Different missions, same month, same headlines. So let's be honest, it's not about where they are, it's about what it means. Because every time these two step into the spotlight at the same time, people start comparing. Who got more coverage? Who looked more royal? Who had the bigger message? And that's where the divide just keeps growing. Maybe it's unintentional, maybe it's strategic, but either way, the timing reminds everyone that the wounds between these brothers haven't fully healed. And yet, it also shows something else. Harry doesn't need palace approval anymore. He's building his own version of service, his own definition of royal work, even if it runs parallel to his brothers. If there's one thing this week proves, it's that the royal family may live on different continents, but the narrative will always tie them together. Brazil and Canada might be thousands of miles apart, but when it comes to the royal brothers, every step still feels connected. So maybe the real story isn't rivalry. Maybe it's reflection. Two men raised in the same system, trying to lead in completely different ways. Still, I can't help but think, when Harry looked at that calendar and saw November 5th circled, he knew exactly what kind of waves it would make. And maybe, just maybe, that was the point. What do you think? Coincidence or calculated timing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.